friends, my name's Tammy and this is my booktube channel, Believe in Yourself. And today I have for you a haul. It's a pretty big haul, but I just couldn't pass these books up when I found them. So I'm just gonna show you them, tell you a little bit about them if I know anything about them, and we'll just go ahead and get started. The first one I did pick up these first two on Amazon, and there's 6 books in the series. I was only able to get 2 of them. They come in hardback, and the first one is Lucy Maud Montgomery Short Stories, 1896 to 1901. And I like some short stories that I read recently. Haven't been too drawn in by other short stories, so I guess it just depends. Maybe if it's an author that I really like, I will like it a little bit better. And I do love Lucy Maud Montgomery's books, so her novels. And so I thought I'd pick this up. This does have, excuse me, I'll tell you what the titles are. We have A Case of Trespass, A Christmas Inspiration, A Christmas Mistake, A Strayed Allegiance, An Invitation Given on Impulse, Detected by the Camera, In Spite of Myself, Kismet, Lillian's Business Venture, Miriam's Lover, Miss Callista's Peppermint Bottle, The Jest That Failed, The Pennington's Girl, The Red Room, The Setness of Theodosia, The Story of an Invitation, The Touch of Fate, The Waking of Helen, The Way of the Winning of Anne, and Young Sigh. So I am looking forward to reading this. I also did get, this is a little bit bigger book, and this one is from 1909 to 1922, short stories. And I'll read you the titles in this one too, why not? We have A Golden Wedding, A Redeeming Sacrifice, A Soul That Was Not at Home, Abel and His Great Adventure, Akin to Love, Aunt Philippa and the Men, Bessie's Doll, Charlotte's Ladies, Christmas at Red Butte, How We Went to the Wedding, Jessamine, Miss Sally's Letter, My Lady Jane, Robert Turner's Revenge, The Fillmore Elderberries, The Finished Story, The Garden of Spices, The Girl and the Photograph, The Gossip of Valley View, The Letters, The Life Book of Uncle Jesse, The Little Black Doll, The Man on the Train, The Romance of Jedediah, The Tryst of the White Lady, Uncle Richard's New Year's Dinner, and White Magic. So I'm very excited about both of these. I might look and see if I can come up with the other ones down the road. Also, I have by Anne Radcliffe, The Mysteries of Udolpho. Now, look at that cover. Isn't that amazing? And the reason that I bought this, it is huge. It is a chunker, and it is very dense. But I recently read, okay, let me think about which one it was. Let me look. It was Northanger Abbey. And the main character in Northanger Abbey was reading this book in Northanger Abbey, and it was mentioned several times, and she was just enthralled with the book and was reading it all through the book and couldn't get enough of the thriller aspect and spooky aspect. And so I had to pick that up because I did love Northanger Abbey, and I wanted to see what she was talking about. So I got that one. I also got by Lucy Maud Montgomery, Jane of Lantern Hill, and this cover kind of matches my Anne of Green Gables. I was trying to think of what it was called. And I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure you do. I think everybody's heard about Jane of Lantern Hill, but I think I'm probably the only one that's never read that. So I'm going to read that. And then I've heard a lot of people talking about Georgette Hair, and I was looking at her list of books, and it's just huge, very extensive list. And I heard that Sylvester or the Wicked Uncle was very funny. And so I thought I would get this one and try her writing out and see what I think. I don't know anything about it. other than, I think it's Regency. I think it's, I don't know. I don't know. It's probably not Regency. I don't know what it is. I don't know what time frame it's supposed to be in. But it's supposed to be funny, so I grabbed that. Two others. I don't know when this was first written, but it's a winner of a Pulitzer Prize, The Yearling by Marjorie, Kinnan, Rawlings. That cute little fawn. And I guess we're following a young boy named Jody. He adopts this little fawn, and they're in Florida. It says they're fighting off wolves, bears, and even alligators. And I guess it's just the story of him with this fawn. I have heard about this my whole life. It is a huge book. I wasn't expecting it to be this big. I've never read it, so I wanted to read that one. And then my last on my classics, this is a modern classic, I guess. This was printed, I mean, it was written in 1934. My copy was printed in 1940, and it's by Kathleen, Norris, Manhattan Love Song. Now, I heard somebody talking about this a while back on a video. I'm not sure who it was, but and I don't know anything about it other than it's supposed to be about Manhattan, and I love New York City, so I went ahead and got that. I have a new trilogy of cozy mysteries. This is the Loon Lodge Cozy Mystery series, and the first one is by Bellamy Beck. And oh, I didn't tell you who the author was of. Oh, I did. Kathleen Norris. Okay. And this author is Bellamy Beck, and that is the first one. And I'll go ahead and read the back of the first one, and then I'll show you book 2 and book 3 also. So this says, "Welcome to Loon Lodge. Life just threw Honey Palmer a curveball. Fresh off a divorce, she's spending the summer at her quirky father's Adirondack Lodge." I hope I'm pronouncing that right. "With her best friend, Evie. The pair immediately notice the lodge's sinking occupancy and hatch a plan to host a birding festival they hope will attract nature buffs and bird watchers from across the Northeast. Everything's going like clockwork until a local bigwig turns up dead just days before the festival is scheduled to take flight, and just steps away from the festival. When the police zero in on Honey's family, it's up to her, with help from Evie, their local all-women birdwatching club, and an 80-pound standard poodle named Charlie, to solve the murder before it ruins their plans for the lodge. With a festival to organize, a business to turn around, a new boyfriend in the picture, and an ex-husband desperate to reunite, can Honey find the killer before time runs out?" I've never heard anybody talk about this on excuse me. I've never heard anybody talk about this on BookTube, but I love the cover. It looks great. And book 2 is called Bloodshed at the Owl Blind, which also has a really great cover. And the third one is called Mayhem at Migration. So it's kind of a bird watching sort of cozy mystery series. I think it looks fun. Okay, we're about 2/3 done here. We're into kind of the kids' books now. This one's called The Peppermint Pig by Nina Bawden, or Nina Bawden. I'm not sure how to pronounce her first name, but look at that pig. Isn't that so cute? I've realized books with pigs and books with mice on the covers always intrigue me. I'll read a little bit about this. It looks kind of cute. It says, "Do you want a peppermint pig, Mrs. Greengrass?" Sorry, it's written on this dark background, so it's hard for me to see. I'm going to take my glasses off. Paul looked at the milkman, thinking of sweets, but there was a real pig poking its snout out of the milkman's coat pocket. It was the tiniest pig she'd ever seen. "What's a peppermint pig?" runt of the litter, too small for the sow to raise. Mother took the pig from him and held it firmly while it kicked and squealed. Well, he seems strong enough. Oh, Paul said. Oh, Mother. She stroked the small wiggling body. Theo, she shouted, look what we've got. So I think that's going to be really cute. So I wanted to pick that up just to read that. I've also got Thursday's Child by Noel Streatfeild, and I've read several books by her and decided to pick up a children's book that she wrote, and the cover is just beautiful. So, had that going for it too. Let's see, we only have 5 more. This one is called Bread and Roses 2 by Katherine Paterson. And I know this is about a union strike with the mills, and her parents are involved. And I think it'll be really good. It's based off history, and it's a kid's book, so I think it should be pretty good. It says it's Katherine Paterson is the author of Bridge to Terabithia, winner of the Newbery Medal. So there's another plus for it. I've just heard everybody talking about, I think there's another Noel Streatfeild, about the Bell family, and of course Noel Streatfeild. There's another kid's book, and look at that cover. Look at those people. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I haven't read anything about this. I haven't read the back, but I would imagine it's about this family. So I have 2 Noel Streatfeilds that I got. Then I also have by Elizabeth Enright, Gone Away Lake. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this. And so I guess it's summertime, and maybe they're friends, or I think they're cousins. The one cousin comes to visit, and they're out playing in the summertime. They pass a marsh and some brambles, and just kind of, and then there's a lake, and they go past the lake, and back there is a ghost town, and they have fun playing there all summer long. That's all I know about this, but it sounds great. And look at that ghost town. That looks really fun. Okay, 2 more. I've talked about this one, but I'll show it because I recently purchased it, but then I read it. It's by Emily Winfield Martin, and it's called Snow and Rose. And this is based off of the fairy tale Snow White and Rose Red. And they are sisters, and their dad is gone. He disappeared in the woods. They still live with their mother, but they meet all sorts of characters in the woods. And I will tell you, it's a beautiful story. It reads really quickly, and it does have lots of pictures. Let me try and find. Let me find one that might show up a little bit better. There's a little gnome. He is a dastardly character, I will say. This is another kid they meet in the forest. Anyway, this is really good. This is a very sweet book. It's not too scary for little kids. I'll be reading this to my granddaughters. And then last but not least, I've just heard about this for years by Susan Coolidge. It's What Katy Did, and I was able to find the whole trilogy in a book. It's got What Katy Did at school, and What Katy Did next. And I found them all in one bind-up and couldn't pass that up. So I do want to read all 3 of these. I won't probably read them all back to back to back, but I will probably read them fairly close together. So that's my haul. I hope maybe I gave you some ideas of some books to check out or find or read. And if you've read any of these books, let me know down below what you thought of them, if you think I'll like them. And until next video, We'll talk later. Bye-bye.